morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're listening. Thanks for tuning in to One4Growth Company Chats. So we are a Glasgow-based business and we work all across Scotland, helping small companies grow through online marketing, social media and events, and creating collaborations between different companies. So during lockdown, we've had a major rebrand and we have created company chats, which is basically us talking to local companies, seeing what they're up to, if they've had to make changes through the lockdown, if they're still going as normal, if they are currently not working, or just seeing how everybody's coping. And it's just a nice chance to reconnect with local businesses too. There'll be a lot of known faces and some that you don't know. But either way, we hope you enjoy the chats. They're only 15 minutes long, so grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, wine, whatever your drink of choice is, and enjoy. Hi Sarah, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Heather?
Not bad at all. Thanks for joining us. So Sarah, introduce yourselves to everybody.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sarah Heaney. I am part of the membership team at Glasgow Chamber of Commerce. So Glasgow Chamber of Commerce is a membership organisation which was founded in 1783. So as part of the membership team, I look after all of our existing members and also try and bring on new members as well.
Excellent. So I think everybody's probably heard the Glasgow Chamber of Commerce. Obviously they're an award-winning chamber, and I think everyone I've met in business at some point has come across the chamber, which is brilliant. So you're doing a good job. So for those that have heard of it or maybe don't know about it, give us a bit of background as to what a Chamber of Commerce is and what Glasgow Chamber of Commerce does.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we were founded in 1783. So back then in Glasgow, it was all the merchants and traders that were doing business globally who realised that if they all came together and worked collaboratively, then they had a stronger, more resolute voice when they were trying to trade internationally and even get stuff done more locally. So fast forward 250 plus years, and essentially we still do the same thing. So we're all about connecting businesses and being the voice of business in the city. Sorry, excuse me, my phone started ringing there. So yeah, we're the voice of business in the city. So we can do lobbying on your behalf. At the moment, we're obviously doing quite a bit of that. We also do lots of networking, business development, sales. We've got events and training. We also have a couple of projects that we run out of the chamber. So one is Circular Glasgow, which is all about developing the circular economy and how that can help businesses to future-proof what they're doing. And then the other project that we run is developing the young workforce, which is does exactly what it says. It's trying to develop the workforce from a young age. So it's all about making young people understand the opportunities that are out there in different sectors and different industries, and making sure that they get upskilled for that.
Excellent. So obviously with lockdown, everything's changed and everyone's had to really just kind of adapt very quickly. So I know that the chamber, all their events so far have gone online. So and I was saying doing a lot of lobbying as well. So tell us what the chamber are doing just now in regards to events and in regards to other work as well.
Yeah. So with regards to events, yeah, it was all kind of went quite crazy at the beginning. I think a panic of what are we going to do? An entire events calendar has just been decimated. But we were reasonably quick to start doing webinars. So I think we had our first webinar, which was hosted by our Deputy Chief Exec, Richard, and we had our speaker, which was Made Brave founder and Chamber Director, Andrew Dobie, and he was kind of speaking about how he had developed his strategy for his home working.
Yeah, he was really good and quick off the mark with it.
Yeah, I think he was, and then we were trying to make sure that we were giving people advice. And I think the great thing is that it wasn't nobody really knows the answers of what's happening and what you should do. It's here's things that we need to try and figure out together. So that's something that I think the Chamber's been doing a lot. We've been speaking, I mean, within the team probably pretty much daily with Scottish Chambers of Commerce, British Chambers of Commerce, and they're dealing with both the Scottish Government and the British Government. So, you know, British Chambers of Commerce are speaking on a daily basis to Westminster. So any sort of feedback that we've been getting, I mean, what I've been doing is phoning around all of our members that we've got, just having a general chat, speaking about what challenges they're having, what opportunities they've been finding, and so all of that then gets fed back in and goes straight up to pretty much the highest level that it can in the country. So so events wise, we're doing a whole host of different things. I would say two things that's worth noting. On a Wednesday afternoon, we've got a Q&A session that's just like half an hour, 45 minutes with our Chief Executive, Stuart Patrick. So that's a great opportunity, and it's free to attend for anyone, members or non-members. So that's a really worth checking out. He'll generally give an update of the past week of things that have been working on, that he's been working on, that we've all been working on, and his kind of what he's thinking about for the following week. And then the other thing that we've started doing, which is new, is a webinar on a Friday hosted by myself and my colleague Robert Menzies, called the WeG Chat.
Yeah, I've seen them. They look really good.
Yeah, it is really good, and we've had some of the same people that been coming along every week, and then some different people that come along, and it's just a really, that kind of stemmed from the whole, we need a bit of a water cooler. You know, normally we would get a chance to have a break and a bit of a chit chat, so that's kind of take a break, come and have a talk with other businesses, other business people. We talk a little bit about business and challenges of work, but homeschooling and all these things that people are having a daily basis. But then we generally also get around to chatting about Netflix recommendations, or what people are having for their dinner, or, you know, all that sort of stuff as well.
I think that's nice. I think there's been so much networking just now as well, and I'm actually loving it. So I've had this conversation with a few people actually, that going into networking events can be so daunting and so scary, but actually doing it online takes a little bit of that away. And getting to connect with people that are outside of Glasgow as well, that maybe wouldn't get the chance to come to it. And there's so many different types of networking as well. There's a real variety going on. Everyone's trying to do something different, which is great, because there's definitely a place for everything, I think. But to actually, I love the Friday ones. There's another Friday one that I do as well at the end of the day. And I really like Friday networking, because it seems to be that little bit more chilled out. Everyone's almost at the end of the week, and everyone's just having a chat.
Yeah, completely. And I think, so the last one, which was just 2 weeks ago, I set myself the challenge of, so we were speaking about challenges and opportunities as the general theme, but then we basically said, right now, instead, rather than the challenges being a negative thing, let's all try and set ourselves some sort of a challenge or a goal to accomplish before the next WeG chat that we have in 2 weeks' time. So I challenged myself to do my first LinkedIn video, which was terrifying, but I did it. And you know what, that sense of achievement, and everyone kind of working together and pushing themselves. You know, somebody was going to get better at the guitar, somebody else was going to design an app, and then there was, I think actually it was my colleague Robert who was going to start reading a script writing book, which he then later realised that he had left in his office drawer at work. So couldn't.
There's so many things I think people have left in their offices. They're going to learn you actually never needed in the first place.
Totally.
So those are those two events, the ones that obviously are the two that you recommend people should go to each week. Is there any other big things coming up, or any other work that the Chamber are doing that are of interest? I know I had a questionnaire in a few weeks ago, and then I got the results in, I think this week or last week, and it was asking about obviously people going back to work and how would it work and how people feel about it. And those stats that come back in were really good. There's quite a high number of people that actually, even when it's time to go back, they don't think they're going to be able to with this.
Yeah, so I think it was 45% of businesses had said that they couldn't operate, or they didn't know if they could operate under the guidance of social distancing that's in place at the moment. So I mean that's definitely something that Stuart, our chief exec, and in fact the whole senior management team are working on making sure that the businesses get not just the guidance, but actually the support and how to put that guidance into place as well.
Yeah, because I think there's this big jump to get out of lockdown. As you put the whole medical and safety thing aside, there is the actual physical ability to do it. And that is a high percentage of companies that just potentially can't work at the moment or won't be able to. So I was thinking about it as well. So when I filled it in, because I've always worked from home, but I've always spent at least probably 3/4 of the week out in bars or restaurants or at clients' offices, because I guess a bit boring sometimes working at home. So although I'm completely used to it now. So actually working from home hasn't been too bad, but for me, a lot of our clients were the sort of companies that aren't going to be able to get it going. So we had a lot of hospitality and entertainment type companies. So, you know, it's good to know that the Chamber is actually working to try and make that a little bit more doable for the ones that can go back while the rest are still waiting.
And I think as well, we've seen a lot of businesses that are pivoting and that are doing things differently from the way that they were prior to this. In fact, one of the things that I should probably point out is that we've got a new section on our website, which is called Open for Business. Okay. And so basically that's promoting anyone who is either doing the same thing that they were before, to promote that they are open and they're doing business, you know, for any hospitality places that are doing takeaways that maybe didn't before. Or I know that like one of our members, Two Birds Fitness, their gym, they've brought all of their membership online, so you now get an online membership rather than that. So things like that, making sure that people are aware that they are doing business even if it is in a different way. So that's one of the things that we're doing as well.
It's really good actually, because I was looking at, you go through all the people you like and all the different companies you like on LinkedIn or on Facebook or Instagram to see what they're doing. And for me, it's been quite nice just to be able to go, like, is there a list somewhere? Yeah. So I'll be on that later. So outside of work, outside of Chamber of Commerce, obviously we're all stuck at home. What have you found has kept you motivated? What social stuff have you been doing? What have you been up to keep yourself going outside of work?
Well, I'm quite lucky. I know that everybody's situation is different. I'm quite lucky that I share a flat with my sister. So my sister and I have been doing quite a lot. We've been playing some board games, and we joined TikTok.
You like it? I've not gone there yet, but I feel the time.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fun. We've only got 2 videos. The first one was rubbish. Definitely old people on TikTok. If you look at it, it doesn't really look like we get it. But then we did another one. We learned a routine, and
that's brilliant.
Yeah, so that I guess as well. I've also been doing. I'm studying a CIM diploma in marketing at the moment too at City of Glasgow College. So I was doing that beforehand in the evenings on a Tuesday. So I'm still doing that, and so I've got coursework that I need to do. So when I'm not working, I'm doing my coursework for college as well. So
busy anyway.
Yeah. And then I've been trying to get to networking events as well that are outside of the Chamber.
I've done loads of stuff online, loads of fun stuff. So I've been doing a bingo. I did a bingo as a charity one for Epilepsy Scotland, and that was with Edward Region. That was so much fun. It was hilarious. And I found that actually, even though with a lot of these online stuff, you can't actually speak to people because you're all muted, I've still got all my friends or family on. And there's a magician I actually worked with for years in venues, and he's now doing stuff online as well. So you can do a half-hour session, and he comes on and does all his magic. It's amazing. It's mind-blowing. Billy Reid, look up Billy Reid. It's so funny. But yeah, I've started getting them for vouchers for people for birthdays, and Me and the girls from that I went to school with are meeting up tonight to watch him do magic for half an hour.
Oh, that's
And we've
cool.
done lots of quizzes, gin tastings. There's all sorts of stuff going on. So I've got a much better social life being stuck at home than I had before.
I know, and I think as well, the great thing is that you don't need to go anywhere to do any of it. So you can be in my mum and dad go to a pub that they've been going to since they moved to Aberdeen when they were students. On a Saturday evening about tea time, they go meet, have a couple of pints with their friends. Nobody phones and makes a plan. They just all turn up and they know that people will be there. So we've been doing that on a Saturday night as well. And not only has it been the people from Aberdeen, they're obviously family in Glasgow, or there's people down in London and Edinburgh. Orkney, folk over in New Zealand have been getting up at 7 a.m. to come on the call, and it's just been and so actually it's been great to communicate with more people than I probably would have other than out with lockdown.
Yeah, I've definitely talked to friends and family a lot more than I probably would have before, which is lovely. It's great. So I think that's us up to our 15 minutes, and I'm being really strict and trying to keep it to 15 minutes for everybody. So thank you so much for telling us about Chamber of Commerce. It was lovely to chat to you. We'll put on a slide after this just with all your details so people can get in touch as well if they want any more information. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow on the WeChat.
Yes, great.
Excellent.
I'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye, Heather. Thanks.